Ani and Jimaginish Indigenous Cause, and welcome back to Niiji Sobriety Chat. So, I think today I want to talk about holding each other accountable in a good way. Because that's kind of witness to a situation last week, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But holding each other accountable in a good way in recovery or anything else in life takes two factors. One of those factors is when somebody's trying to hold you accountable, you need to be receptive to it, be humble, and just hear them out. And on the other end, when you're the person trying to hold somebody else accountable, go about that in a good way. Don't be all mad or, I'm going to tell them. Do it out of the goodness of your heart because you feel that things can be done better. So choose your words carefully. So the other person doesn't feel like they're attacked. Because then that'll lead to the other person not being receptive to what you're saying. And so, what was making me think about this was I posted a reel today about the little girl and little boy and whatever pageant or show they were at. But and then last week I kind of witnessed something. So on the one end, one person probably wasn't doing the right thing and it was affecting other people. And the other people that were getting affected maybe let it go on for way too long. So there was like a big laundry list of things that needed to be held accountable for. And I think, unfortunately, it probably led to some bad feelings. Not with me. I was just an outside observer, and I dodged the bullet on that one. But it was something I couldn't get away from. So I got to see it in all its glory. So, the thing is, and also just, be a good human being. Think about what you're doing or not doing and how that's affecting the people around you. It doesn't matter at home, at work, out in public, parking like an idiot. And then, on the other end, when things are affecting you, don't let them all stack up to the point of where things boil over. And, hopefully like both parties can be amicable. Is that the right word? About finding, some middle ground on what's going on. And that even, comes over into recovery. How, because for those of us in recovery and earlier recovery, you're just, you're learning how to deal with feelings again. And later on in recovery, you're still learning how to deal with your feelings, but you should know better because you've been dealing with them for a while now. A lot of it comes down to don't treat other people how you don't want to be treated. And, somebody's kind of suffering in recovery or having a bad time or struggling, you can always reach out to them. And that's, just kind of a gentle way of holding people accountable and, give them guidance or the wisdom of your longer term in recovery. And, choose the words wisely. And, because we're just like in this world right now that is full of so much anger and hate and injustice that, if you can, just take the time, think things through, be chill. And as always, if you have to, lay down some SEMA and, ask Creator for a little bit of guidance. Because, you spend your whole life learning. And I think, genuinely, most of us don't want to ruffle everybody else's feathers. I know personally myself, I'm not running around looking for things to be mad at. There's plenty of people who fill that job. You don't have to be one of them. And if you don't like something, you can bring it up in a gentle way, in a good way. And even sometimes you can offer a person a little bit of a SEMA and say, hey, I'm giving this to you to help you figure this out a little bit better. Because I've done that before. And, in the bigger cookie of life, I just want everybody to get along. It's been a rough start to the year. If you're from Minnesota, or especially Minneapolis, it's been a really rough start to the year. So hopefully things will get better. I wish the best for all of you. And until next time, Gig Wobman.